So I'll just introduce myself quickly. So my name is Meredith Oppenheim. I founded Vitality Society. I'm calling from New York City, and I'm on a mission to improve the quality of life for people 60 and older. And I want people 60 and better to be at their best. And I'm thrilled to be working with all of you to accomplish that goal. So Kelly, you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Kelly Pratt, and I'm calling from St. Paul, Minnesota. And I am Martha Beck, certified Martha Beck life coach, have been coaching in the creativity and creative business owners realm for more than 10 years and have been doing it online and offline. And I told Meredith today, I read an article by a 34-year-old saying, did you know offline is the new online? So I'm pretty excited for us people who understand offline really well to learn about online. So, and I've been working with Meredith of the Vitality Society since Labor Day. Yeah. So welcome.
Welcome. Okay, Charles. Thank you, Kelly.
Hi, I am a strategic life coach, and I have a background as a family therapist, 24 years in California. There you go.
You're in demand.
I'm in Gainesville, Georgia, about an hour north of Atlanta. Okay. And I hadn't really thought about my part of the Vitality mission particularly, but as you said it, I realized that my business name kind of says it, which is Be Do Better. And so there's a good bit of crossover. Exactly. And my personal vision is to die young, as late as possible, as late as possible.
Thank you, Charles. Sherry, will you introduce yourself, please?
Sherry Austin. I am here in Port Charlotte, Florida. And I'm going to steal Charles, what he said, because that's perfect. I'm a retirement coach, and my vision is to work with baby boomers to educate them about the different possibilities for retirement instead of a life of leisure, like many people believe is true retirement. And we all know that's not the case anymore. So my business name is Wonderful Life Retirement Coaching. So thanks, Charles.
Thanks, Sherry. Go ahead, Cindy, if you would.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cindy Bosler, and I'm a certified life coach, weight loss coach, and also in the retirement coach space. And I think longevity lifestyle is the word that I am pursuing, something where we're connecting our purpose with our engagement, and we are intentionally creating lives that we want to lean into and live. And to that also, I've done some work in the weight loss, stop overeating and stop over drinking, because 70% of all our aging is attributed, as this group knows, to lifestyle, to Wonderful. Diet and exercise.
Thank you, Cindy. So Phyllis, you're up.
Hey, I'm Phyllis Diamond, and I'm a New Yorker also. I'm a psychotherapist in private practice, still have a practice going, and added retirement coaching through Retirement Options in 2010. And Joanne, of course, you were there.
I was.
You were the one doing the training. Anyway, so I've been with Meredith since the beginning, before Vitality Society had a name. She attended a workshop, a retirement workshop I did in New York, and we've had a very nice connection since. I feel like, almost feel like a little bit of a partner in this.
Yeah, very much so.
In this mission, and think that I kind of introduced Meredith to the whole idea of coaches and how she might be able to use coaches in her vision. I think of Vitality, I'm going to talk personally, which is retirement coaching. Even 10 years ago was part of my retirement plan, which is I felt that at some point that I no longer wanted to do psychotherapy, that I would have developed a coaching practice, a retirement coaching practice that I could sort of take with me and do a little bit more remotely than I can do my psychotherapy. Although now a lot of psychotherapy is done remotely anyway. I mean, I have a lot of clients I talk to that are in different parts of the country who used to see me in New York and now are in California or California or Boston or someplace like that. But in any case, so I consider vitality is doing things that you love, feeling like you have a mission and something that makes you want to get up in the morning.
Wonderful, Phyllis. So the deepest and greatest gratitude to you for igniting a lot of this and supporting the endeavor and contributing in so many ways. Thank you for sharing. So Joanne, go ahead, if you will.
Sure. I'm Joanne Waldman. I'm the Director of Training for Retirement Options. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. I've been training life coaches and non-financial retirement coaches for the last 17 years. Wow. And my business is New Perspective Coaching. I also own Inspiring Retiring, which I'm hoping to promote a little further this year. I see that I work with baby boomers who don't know what they want to do when they grow up, or do know what they want to do and don't know how to get there, which also includes helping them plan their retirement. I'm here to learn about what you're doing in your mission and see perhaps whether we can bring you over to talk to all our 3,000 coaches at Retirement Options.
Great. Thank you, Joanne. Thanks for 17 years. Wow, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, Margie.
Hi, I'm Margie Bissinger. So I'm a physical therapist, an integrative health coach, and also I am a happiness trainer. And so I've merged all this together, and I've been working with Meredith and Vitality since the beginning as well. And I'm in the middle actually of doing a course. So my background right now is I do a lot of work with osteoporosis, but I also teach a happiness course. And that's the piece I brought to the Vitality Society. Because why shouldn't everybody live their years being as happy as they can? And it's just, and it's the type of happiness that's an inner feeling. You know, it's not based on circumstances, but really it's so that people have an inner state of peace and well-being, regardless of what happens in their life and regardless of when they age. And so just by teaching people these skills, they can really enjoy their entire life. It's good at any age, but I think I love Meredith's vision, and I love all the components that she brings together for the Vitality Society. And I'm just excited to be part of it and to meet all of you as well, because I think in today's society, so many people are lonely, and you see the consequences of that, and it's devastating. And so I think that giving them tools and giving them people and creating a community is just so wonderful.
Thank you, Margie, for everything and making us happier, because we had a great course today too. Okay, thank you, everybody. Loretta.
Hi, I'm Loretta Saff, and I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. Come on down. I've been a life coach for 6 years and a retirement coach for 2. And I met Meredith at our Retirement Coaches Association conference in September, October. And I was intrigued by what she had to say. I'm excited tonight to learn more about it. I also would like to figure out the challenge of having people understand that there should be a paradigm shift as to what retirement is. It's not just that 401k bottom line. And I think that's the hurdle that we climb. And I hope that this involvement will be part of helping me do that. And I love the name Vitality Society.
Oh, thank you. And it sounds even better with your beautiful accent. So thank you. Janet.
Hi, I'm Janet Ferran. I'm in Tucson, Arizona. I've been coaching since around 2008, been involved with retirement coaching for the last, I would say, 3-4 years. Also went through Joanne's Retirement Options certification course. And I find that I'm been as involved with helping people shift whatever that my organization's successful shifts. And so we shift whether it's in a career or in life. And Vitality is I love the Vitality Society. I just like the title a whole lot, because that's what we're all looking for, is to make sure that we are relevant, that we have a sense of purpose. And that's what causes us to feel vital within ourselves and with others. So.
Love it. Thank you, Janet. That's wonderful. Susan, if you would.
Yeah, let me get, oh, good. You unmuted. Let me move to another place so you don't get.
No problem.
So I'm not a coach. I'm actually a fan of Meredith's and want to be supportive to her because I've met her through a Harvard Business School program that we both participate in. But my connection to all of this is that the work that I do, which is actually in branding, is based on conversation. We call it brandversation. And I'm convinced that a face-to-face conversation has become the new luxury. And that's actually what you're all doing in this discussion this evening. And I'm fascinated by the person who said that he wants to die young.
Charles.
That was great. It reminded me of
As late as possible.
yeah, and because it reminded me of George Bernard Shaw's comment that when he died, he wanted to be all used up. That's very much what Meredith is after here, which is having people really be at the top of their game for as long as they can be, and add something wonderful to the world. So that's my game.
Wonderful. And I, Susan and I saw each other earlier today, and it is, as we all know, how you talk about this generation and what you say and what you promise and what you deliver. There's so much nuance and opportunity to get the language and the branding right that I thought Susan could add incredible perspective. And
Absolutely.
she's a TED speaker and is a consultant all over the world to major companies. So I thought she'd have great perspective. So thanks, Susan. John. John, you want to come off mute?
Yeah, I gotta figure.
Oh, wonderful. Hi, John.
Am I there?
Yeah, you're here.
Good. Okay. Yes, I was introduced to Meredith through Susan about a year ago. I had just completed a year up at Harvard in a program called the Advanced Leadership Initiative, and was in the process of completing a project that I had started up there with the law school, which was trying to get benefits for LGBTQ military veterans who had been discharged ostensibly because they were gay over the last 40 or 50 years until the law changed in 2011. And that program is being handled now by the law school on its own, getting legislation passed in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for a program. So I'm now looking for something to do, and I have a certificate from the Hudson Institute for Executive Coaching. I've never used it, but I've got experience in not-for-profits, government, banking, and so I thought that I could become a coach. So I'm looking to Vitality Society for an opportunity to learn more about what Meredith's cooked up here, because I think it sounds great, and to learn more about coaching from all of you that are on the call.
Wonderful. John, thank you so much. Yes, your call with me was so inspiring, and I've loved learning about what you're doing and hear and learn what's next. So thank you. Larry, you're up and last. Oop, Larry, you're still okay, there you go.
Okay. I'm here in Sarasota, Florida. I head up a company called A Better Retirement. I've been in that company for, I guess, going on 8 years now. I travel around the coast over here and coach people on how to craft a better retirement, and then once they get a retirement, to work with them to help them keep it the way they want it to be. I'm not too familiar with the Vitality Society. I just sort of came across it and was really curious because it seems dead on. The other thing that's interesting is that I developed several years ago a toolkit that I use with people. It's actually a 3-step toolkit that I use to coach them through the process. And so I was just very curious about your toolkit, how you do it, and was just interested in finding out about the society.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you, Larry, for joining. And I will say, I think it's so important, even though it took us 14 minutes to get through it. I think it's so important because the whole essence of what we're trying to do here is to build community. So it's important at every point that we have a chance to cultivate that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and go through a PowerPoint very briefly, and then we will jump right into the platform. But I want to yep, go ahead. Yep. Kelly, you're on mute. What did you say, Kelly?
If anybody has any questions, I'd encourage you to put them in the chat while Meredith is talking, and we will be taking questions later. I'm going to mute everybody, including myself, while she's talking.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, everybody. So Vitality Society, again, is for people 60 and better to be at their best. As we all know, and it is the universal desire to be healthy, vibrant, and vital as long as possible. As my mother likes to say, it's what my generation wants and deserves. And I love that. So let's go on to the next slide, and I'll explain the context of the genesis of the business. So it has been studied extensively that 50% of what makes people sick is their lives. And part of that, and what gets me so excited, is the idea of the importance and significance of social connections. So your social exclusion, your social safety net, your community belonging, people live longer, healthier lives when they're connected to others, and the others being not just their immediate circle of friends and family, but expanding their circle. And Margie and I did a podcast. The paradox is later in life, people's social circles contract, but it's at the very time that by expanding it, it combats social isolation, thus reduces depression, thus reduces disease, and allows people to live longer and healthier lives. So that's the context with what we're doing. So the Vitality Society, think about it in this Venn diagram structure, is a community of people 60 and better centered around vitality with content and coaching. And as Phyllis underscored, she gave a great presentation, and I was really curious, and I went to meet with her and was introduced to this world of coaching, because this type of work to be at your best is something that some people can master on their own, and they're mavens in doing so. But then there are other people, as all of you are aware of, given your line of work, that need help to become that best version of themselves. And so we provide just that. We give a community of people centered around a philosophy with content and coaching support. We'll go through the principles a little bit later in greater detail, but we're based on a proprietary philosophy of 8 guiding vitality principles, so members live longer and healthier lives. So my background for 30 years working with older people, and the last 20 in the industry of senior housing. And when you ask our residents, what is it that people like most about moving to a community, it's the camaraderie. And I feel that people much younger, starting in their 60s, could benefit from that camaraderie. Most people don't want to move. They probably shouldn't move, but how do you create that camaraderie wherever they find themselves at this stage of their lives? So we'll go through that in greater detail when we get into the platform. So here's the prototype that I've built. I'm creating an ecosystem around each member, and we're starting with 2 of the illuminated circles. Starting at the top, which all of you play such a critical, pivotal role in the lives of so many people that we hope to serve. So the coach really helps define goals and desires to design a pathway to positivity, pleasure, and purpose. And a lot of people touched on those themes. It really is about being relevant, doing something that's important to you and others, leaving a legacy, as Bob Foley likes to say. He's another coach in the community, but also have fun doing it. And as Margie really underscores, having that positive outlook about life really creates much better health and greater longevity. And then the second circle really that in this prototype phase is the camaraderie, the connection we're building this evening, and the connection other members that are joining our courses, for example, foster, is the idea that you're not alone. So connecting and collaborating with a community around interests, volunteer projects, travel, etc., and give and get guidance for family, health, wealth, travel questions. So I did research for 18 months one initially with Cornell and an online survey, and then ultimately 6 focus groups. And in the survey, we surveyed 100 people. In the focus groups, I met with nearly 100 people in 6 different separate groups. And I'll say that really they learned so much, as more, I learned even more. But was so fascinating, quite frankly, is that they enjoyed being with each other, just spending time together the evenings that we conducted these. And I think that really resonated with me, that nobody wanted to leave, everybody wanted to keep talking, and that's what we're fostering. And we provide a range of tools, which we'll show you: calendared events, community organizers like yourselves, community chat, igniting conversation, and courses. Ultimately, perhaps when we serve the senior housing community, the younger population and the adult children of those people who live there, will have a concierge. And this is something I'll phase in later. But for people who, beyond coaching, need someone to help them really execute, finding the activities, assisting with registration, providing reminders. Most people are fairly sophisticated with technology and feel comfortable doing this, but some people need a designed pathway and then need the support to execute. So we will introduce that later as needed for our members. So you've got many questions, and I'll just, what I heard at the coaching conference and speaking with other coaches. So who is my customer? How do I best reach them? How do I maintain a relationship with them? How do I get them to refer me to others? And then there's a whole other set of questions about the product. What is my offering? How do I package my content? How can I monetize my content? How can I improve my content offering? And I illuminated the work of Susan Bird on the call. I mean, this concept of branding this platform and having a point of view, but then making the most important leap, which is connecting with the customer sufficiently and optimally, and then offering the product that really reinforces the message. And so we need to do that in a way that everybody can make money doing this, so they can continue to do the great work that they want to do. Because for some people, retirement, working later in life is really not a luxury, it's a necessity. And then there are others like my parents who will always work because they find such great satisfaction in what they've done for 40 years. So wherever you are in terms of that spectrum, needing or wanting to work, we want to make sure that there's opportunity to monetize your content and your time and expertise. So here's the last slide, and then we'll go right into the platform. We've got a solution, and the questions are significant and complicated, frankly. And hopefully our solution will help get us closer to those answers. So 2 sides to this. We are intending to increase and retain your following. And at the same time, we do that with creating and promoting content within your group, within the broader network. So first and foremost, the relationships that could be fostered are critically important. I'm divulging, I studied social sciences in undergrad, and I've always kind of come back to what are the relationships that are possible and how could they be cultivated so everybody wins and is supported. So we're able to do coach to member in like your individual private practice. We're able to do coach to many members, like we did earlier this week with Joan and today with Margie. So she was a coach, and we had several members on the phone listening to Margie simultaneously on Zoom. And then we have coach to coach. So this idea of sharing best practices and supporting one another in decoding this market and fulfilling and satisfying the needs of the members we serve. It really is important that we connect with one another and share our best practices to have the greatest impact and greatest reach. And then there's this really wonderful opportunity is member to member. So as I said before, those people who we're serving could benefit greatly, not just from the guidance from coaching, which is critically important, but connecting with other people who are in a similar place and stage that need guidance and support and have that peer relationship that can help them move forward. On the content side, and we'll go through this in great detail, we're offering ability for you to create courses, which will market within your group. and we'll also then market in our broader network. You're able to take polls of your people. You're able to create events for your followers to participate in and initiate topic conversations with featuring articles as you would in other social media platforms. But the idea is that we're helping in our increasing and retaining your following. We're helping in bringing your members into a bigger community that stands for something much universally appealing, hopefully. And then at the same time, giving them really robust content, which you would create and control in our platform. So I'm going to stop my sharing so Kelly can open the platform, and then I'll do a quick top line presentation of one area, our principles, and then Kelly will go into more of the features. So I'm going to stop sharing, Kelly.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So again, open your chat. If you have any questions, you could put it there. And we'll go, Kelly, right to topics, please.
Yep. This is the home page, and we're going to pop over to topics, which highlights Meredith's 8 principles.
Okay, wonderful. So I tried to create themes that after this extensive research really continued to repeat itself in all the contexts that I was in and where I studied. And so I came up with these 8 principles. And the first one is B, B-E. Each one of them is only 2-letter words so that they're simple, easy to follow. So B is to create an achievable pathway to positivity, purpose, and pleasure. It is that essence of purpose, and many people mention this, that has been proven to help people propel themselves forward at this stage of life. Without it, disease and depression, and with it is fulfillment and leaving a great legacy and living a much more fulfilling life. And the next one is do, which is aligned with the purpose. So pursuing volunteered and paid work to remain relevant. A lot of research is aligned with that. And again, with our community, not necessarily going alone, but being part of something with other people to go together. Ed is this idea of learning to keep our brains healthy and mind sharp. Go, when asked if you had more time, what would you invest it in? Everybody said to travel. So this is a population of people who really want to travel later in life and really desire to feel as good as possible to go as frequently as they can. So travels to discover new places and people. Ha is laugh lots to feel good and improve health. So again, it's really about having fun. I've had the benefit of growing up with baby boomer parents and really have benefited tremendously from their spirit of having a good time and enjoying life. And I think that's something that at any stage of life and every stage of life is critically important. Hi, so again, ha is laugh lots to feel good and improve your health. And Margie's course did a lot of that. Dancing and singing is quite fun. And hi is meet new people close by and far away, again underscoring that the expansion of the social circle is so relevant and important this stage of life. And then om, which is to achieve serenity, to gain clarity and sanity. And the last one, which gets the greatest laughs, is oi, so to reduce the concerns about health, wealth, and more. As we know, there's many platforms, and I put AARP in this category, that do an incredible job really focusing on all of these dimensions of everything that could go wrong and then helping you get guidance to right course the challenges of life. And I believe wholeheartedly it's part of the equation, but it's the last one, and I'm happy it is, because it shouldn't dominate your life, but we definitely want to work and as a community to reduce people's concerns about these very important issues that have to be included and certainly addressed to the best we can support people. So I'll go to Kelly, I'll pass to you. Thank you so much. Okay. And if you could show the courses that we have now.
Okay. As you can see, this is the navigation bar is along the left. It's very simple to go along. We're going to just pop down and click here, and you can see all the courses that we're offering currently.
There's Margie.
There's Margie's Happy Me, Happy Life. We could do our little happy dance right now and get our energy going.
And Anya is also an RCA coach, yeah.
Yep. And so the current ones that are going are Margie and Joan. So we're going to, so you want me to demo this one right now, the It's Never Too Late. This is the demo course.
Exactly.
So we're just going to go in here. These courses, and talking about branding, like Sue mentioned, so you notice that the branding changed as soon as I went into a course, because I'm able to control within my course, as the host of my own course, the colors and the branding inside my course, so that the people that are participating know this is a different place than the network, which is this little click up here. So within the course, I click on home. I'm in the home place on the home page of the course. It shows the whole, everything that's happening. This happens to be, I just set this up based on Julia Cameron's work for midlife and beyond, people like me who love her Artist Way work. And so this happens to be a 12-week course. And the way that you're seeing it is the platform here allows us to drip our content, open it week 1, then week 2 comes out after week 2, and so on. So what you see when you first log in is only what we want our clients or our customers to see. Here's the members of the course. Of course, this is a demo course, so you're only seeing me and Team Vitality. I am the instructor. We have the ability to bring in, if we have a VA or someone, we have the ability to bring in those people and make them instructors to help us out. We can invite people in, and this is the same, we'll get into the same thing in the group, so I will save that little demo for that portion. We can see who is nearby. So right now, this is based on our geography. So when people sign up for the platform as a whole, this shows people who are geographically nearby. And again, I'll show you this more detailed when we get into the groups. Who's joined most recently, who the instructors are. So for instance, if you have a course where you have 4 or 5 coaches that are teaching different things, this will show all of them and tell them who they are, and then who's online now. This shows all of the information that you have control over as the instructor in your course. This is a platform that is responsive to different devices, iPhones, iPads, and so on. So like this, the graphic here gets squished because it's on this particular demo, on this particular monitor. It looks better on different monitors and so on. I'm sure you understand that. Course material is coming soon because we haven't fleshed out this whole thing. But this is our sales page. This will show up wherever we decide to put it. This is all at our control. We can add pictures, we can add a movie, a little film if we want. Margie's got a bunch of things on YouTube and so on. Any of that can go into this sales page. Then when you get to the bottom, this particular one is not, we don't have a price on this course, but we will show you where we do. But this is where the price will show up. Also within the course, and you can turn on or off topics. So for instance, in this course, we set up, when we set these up for you from Vitality Society, we set up 2 topics, resources and FAQs. So when you are logging into creating your topic, we will set up the top level of your course. We will set up a topic that is resources. So for instance, on Margie's, whenever she uploads a PDF for her 4 weeks, all of her students can click on here, and under that resources, all of those PDFs are there for all of her people to find, so they don't have any trouble finding her resources. We also set up an FAQ section, a topic, a tag, if you will. So anything that people are asking you questions about, you can put under FAQs. I'm showing you here that if anyone's familiar with Julia Cameron, these are 3 things that are special to this particular course. So I added 3 additional topics that are unique to this course. So you, as someone teaching your own course, can add your own topics. We also have the option to turn on or off events. If you're teaching a course that is a DIY course where you don't have any actual events, you don't have to turn that on. But this one, I would actually have 12 check-ins, if you will, where we have 12-week check-ins where we all gather. And so I would have 12 check-ins where, like you guys did tonight, or like you all did tonight, you would be able to RSVP and know when all of these events are. And the events, here's what's cool about the events. We have the option to have an event that is either a local event. So if you're doing a coffee meeting in your town, you can do that, connect it just here. You can connect it to Eventbrite or whatever. A live chat, which is actually right in the platform. You can do an online meeting like we're doing now, or you can link it to a YouTube live event or a Facebook live event by just pasting that link right in here. So the events thing is, the events function is really robust. So then when we go back to the network from here, you want me to go on to groups now, my dear? Okay. So what we are talking about, yes, ma'am. All right. So then we have the other function. So we've got courses. Those are the things, that's the ed piece of this. That's where people are learning. In groups, this is where people are convening and hanging out. Now, here's the difference about the courses within this kind of network is there's a community built into these courses where in other online course platforms, you don't necessarily get community, but you do in this platform. But we also have groups. Margie has her group here. There are private groups. I have to, let's see if I haven't, oh, I think I'm a member of all of these, but a private group means I have to request access. And so if this is your group, say I request access to Margie's, then next time she logs in, she would have to approve that person and let them into her group. So there is some, like having a doorman, I guess. And so now you can see I've still branded this with my color. So now the people that are a member of my group and my course are still kind of, their eyeballs know that they're still in my group. So now this is my group. Within my group, what we're going to be setting up is topics, 3 topics to start with you. FAQs again within your group. The new one is courses. So now I have in my group, I've added this demo course, which is It's Never Too Late. So now I may have people in my group, whoops, I may have people, sorry about that, guys. I may have people in my group that are not necessarily in a course yet. And if I'm going to be wanting, inviting everybody into my group to sample all of my special sauce as a coach, and then as I'm developing courses to put on the platform, I can post a link to them in my group. And then I can talk about them within my group. In the group, you have the ability.
So Kelly, I'm sorry, can you demonstrate, if you will, about the polling tool,
yes.
please? If you
yes.
would.
So I can feature things. For instance, I have featured in here the group or the course. We also have the ability within the group and in the major network to do different kinds of engagement posts. One of them is just like a regular Facebook post. One of them is we can do an article and post links to things. We can also, this is obviously a multiple choice. This is a hot and cold post, positive, negative. We can ask questions and have them put in their answers. And when the other part that is, and I want to show you the members here, this left-hand navigation bar is the same as in your course. It's just a little bit more robust, I guess, in the group. So you have your home page, which is this. Discovery in a group organizes the information within your group in a kind of a linear way. So here, you as a coach who is managing this, the host of your group, gets to make some posts, whether it's an article like a blog post, questions, polls, whatever, and add it to your welcome. And so you can create a whole little welcome section. So the people joining your group get what you want. You get to decide what they see when they come in and welcome. And here are your topics. I added coffee talk. I like to have sort of a catch-all tag in my groups. Again, the members near you, that will tag anybody who geographically is nearby, and then it'll show events. The members, this is how you invite. You click on members. There's an invite button here. When you click on invite, you can invite people in several different ways. Type in an email address. You can mention anybody in the network who's already in there. This is pre-written, but you can type in your own message and just click send. Or you can import your contacts if you want to do a mass invite, and they will get invited. This is your personal link. So when Meredith looks at her download of everybody who's coming into the major society, the main society, she will see that they've been invited by you. The other thing you can do is click the copy here, copy this link, and you can click and paste that into your own email or MailChimp or whatever you're doing.
I just wanted, Kelly, this is great. I just want to jump in for 1 second and mention that this tool, again, is designed for you to be able to communicate with your existing followers. By virtue of having their addresses available, you're able to easily include that. As Kelly, if you would open that invite option again, thank you. So just to underscore that. And then in addition, if your group and your courses, once they exist, we're able to communicate that broadly within the main network. And so other people will learn about you and could come knock on your door, or if it's an open group that you decide to make open, join your group. So it's a way for you to not only be inviting, but other people to join that who have a connection with your content or courses or messaging.
And the other thing, folks, that is really golden is, unlike a Facebook group where I have heard, I was just listening to a podcast today about someone who has a 25,000 member Facebook group. You can't download your members on a Facebook group. You don't own any of that content on a Facebook group. You own everybody on here. You, as the host of your group, you will be made, as you see here, I'm actually the host of my own group. I can go in and download a CSV file of the members of my group. And so you have access to the people who are following you and who are joining your group. And that, believe me, and anybody is running a business, that's golden. So that's really special. Again, you've got topics and you've got events within your group. So,
and the about, Kelly, if you wouldn't mind just showing the about.
And the about, yeah. And the about, again, it's similar to the event or to the course, where you fill out all of this. This is showing me that I have 3 hosts, Team Vitality, Meredith, and me, that I have filled in. Oh, here I am in the main course. Let me go back to my group, sorry, or in the main society. So as the host of my group, I can control the message. I put up my own branded photo, and the buttons take on my branded color. I put my own logo here. That can be your picture, whatever you want, your own tagline. And then again, the message here, there's some formatting control, not a ton, but enough to make it not boring. You can add photos. And then when you get down here, this is what the public would see. For instance, if there was someone out in the main network wanting to know more about your group, this is what they would see. And then if it's a private group, they would click this. This is what they would see, and then they would request access. If it's a paid group, this is what they would see, and then they would click to buy if they wanted to get in and see more. So they can see what the welcome information is, and this is all of the information.
And Kelly, if you would scroll down for 1 second, please. Back
in
on
that same place.
Yes,
okay.
It's a very important feature too. So as we know, as I had underscored before, the various types of relationships. So if you scroll over on the welcome bar, Kelly, you'll see there's an option. The 3rd square, please. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful. So there's an option here on the platform, not only to have you as a coach communicate with many members through a course, as we demonstrated, but in this case, you could really boost your coach to member business to a much broader base. because this links to, we linked ours to Calendly. And through that, people are able to schedule one-on-one appointments with you. So in addition, as we said, there are groups that we have. Kelly, if you would go back for one moment to the groups page, we have a coaches lounge where we as coaches that are offering courses share what are we posting, what's working in your group, what are you doing that we should be doing and thinking about. So this is the idea, again, of that coach to coach relationship, to really build our impact through alignment with other people who are serving this market, and also decoding what works, what message is right, how do you monetize your content.
Yeah.
So that's something I wanted to point out.
Right. I don't know about the rest of you, but being a coach by yourself at your little desk in your home, if many of us are that, it gets kind of lonely. And I find having a place where I can share or ask questions of other coaches, how are you doing this, what's happening, is really valuable. And that's what this Coaches Lounge is all about. And the other thing that we didn't mention is that this has an app. So, and I use the app a lot. I have it on my iPad and on my phone. And so your people can keep up with you in your group on this app that goes right to Vitality Society, which is pretty cool. And that's not any extra fee or anything. So that's kind of cool too.
So wonderful. Kelly, if you would, can we wrap up, if you will, on the demo with the home page and just show how it all rolls up?
This homepage, or do you want to go to the land?
That one's great.
Okay.
That's great. This is our main page.
Yep, this is the main page. When anyone logs into the main page, this is what they see. And as you can see, this is where it's branded Vitality Society. Within your group, it's your colors, your information. So here, Meredith will be featuring different things. Like right now, she's featuring a podcast she did with one of our coaches, with Margie. She will be featuring different things as the society grows. I'm going to quick switch to list view so we can see things more.
If you can click on the one where we have showing the courses, our coaches.
Right here? Over here?
No.
No?
Go back if you would.
Oh, the bigger, I see. I'm sorry. Okay.
There we go. It's after me. There you go.
Yep. So yeah, so we're doing, this is one of the posts that Meredith did that told people about all of the courses. And we actually did offer a bundle. There's other ways to sell the courses and your groups on this platform. That's not just a one-time. You can do subscriptions, you can do a bundle of things. So we did a bundle of all of these courses. So this is one of the ways that we
are able to do. And I'll just say, if Kelly, if you scroll down a little, I just want to point out, so this month, I'm featuring the first of our 8 principles. So we introduced B, as I walked through before. So when I posted it on behalf of the society, I said, what would it entail for you to be at your best? And the idea is that each month we'll introduce one of our 8 principles. So for 8 months, we'll have a chance to go through it. And if you hit continue, Kelly, if you would, on that B, on our B posting.
Oh, under?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I see.
Expanding it. You can see that I ended with, what would it entail for you to be at your best? Respond here. So again, the idea of maximizing engagement, both member to member, coach to members. This is the idea, to build these conversations and have people engage. So Phyllis wrote something extraordinary, learning to say no, to make time for and room for the yeses, which is wonderful. And Susan Bishop, another woman I know from my business school community, said to be my best, I need a little less family stress and I need to say no more often. So you'll start to see themes and people building on these concepts and really supporting one another, coaches to coaches and coaches to members as well. Wonderful. So Kelly, so we don't run out of time, let's go to the package, if you will.
Okay.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful. So we've created a private group toolkit. And I loved this photo. I just think it exudes what we're trying to accomplish, which is this really strong connection between members and people be in very beautiful places with smiles on their faces, trying to live a really full life. And so with this package, which could be bought at monthly or annually, if you can scroll up 1 second, Kelly. You get access to the private group toolkit, which we'll walk through in a moment, as well as the Vitality Society Coaches Lounge, as we just demonstrated. So that's a place where the coaches come together, share information, and help one another really improve their businesses to the best of their ability. So we scroll up, and here's the description. So when this plan is purchased, I just wanted to run through this, and everybody will have access to this online. But we're going to create for you your own branded and customized Vitality Society group. So Kelly demonstrated her So Do It. We'll be building that with you, with your colors, with your logo, with your content. And this is something that we'll be doing as part of the package to get you set up. The second is we're going to feature within your group a Vitality video vignette about you. So we'll do a short form video. We'll support you if necessary. Most of you might even have something like this, but we want to make sure that there's a short video that really illuminates what you stand for and who you are. The third is we're going to do a setup and promote to all members your initial 1 hour, 1 session course. So to get started, we're going to go with the shortest format. Again, testing your content and message in this platform with your existing followers as well as others that you'll reach. So we'll set up for you and promote that. And we've been using the Zoom platform and it's been working very well. And we intend to continue to do that. So it'd be on Zoom, so therefore live, but also recorded. And we can talk about the pricing of those courses in the Q&A. And then another point is we'll be boosting your following by posting select content on YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel for Vitality Society, and we'll be taking your vignettes and your courses and boosting it, your following with that channel into YouTube. We'll also be providing content such as polls, posts, suggestions so that you can engage followers. So Kelly showed you the hot and colds and the other type of format and posts that you can do. We're happy in the lounge to share what best practices, and like I did with the B, and I intend to do every month, is the idea of introducing a question to get people talking and engaging around you and your content. And then the last bullet, although there's many more, is to connect you with others serving people 60 and better to share best practices. As Kelly said, and I think we all know, we really can help one another tremendously, and we want to facilitate that. So after the initial 30 days, when we'll be completing those tasks and setting you up, a monthly fee of $99 would apply for us to support your group, promote your events in our broader network, to our membership network wide, and connect you with other experts who could support you, and we will be available obviously to support you as well. It's a very important point that you remain the author and owner of your own content, and we are your hosts and promoters of that content. And so we want to make sure you know that if you contribute content into this platform, you remain the owner of that. If one day, for example, if a major health plan called and said, we'd love all of your content to come with us, we obviously have to gain permission and access to do that from you. You may or may not want to do it, and we would accommodate whatever your requests are. So we are your hosts of your content, and we are promoters of that as well. And the benefits that we hope to accomplish working together in collaboration is that we would create and update your own personalized group in that initial month and on an ongoing basis. We would we'd help you more effectively reach and communicate with existing and new followers. We'd be helping you produce and post articles, polls, and events. We'd help you monetize content such as podcasts, courses, and more. Joan, who was Jackie Kennedy's trainer and does our Monday course, says that she has an incredible practice in following, but she really needs to work on monetizing her content even more than she has by just putting it up on the internet on her own website that she finds challenging at times to keep fresh and update. So here's a platform that would make it easy because there's so many other people looking and supporting you in the process. And then the last benefit is engaging with other experts to exchange best practices. So as Kelly shows here, the monthly option is $99, and then there's an annual option for $999. So the first month is free, as you can see, with an annual subscription, or even without it. Like if you go back to monthly, Kelly, it'll show that the first month is free. And you can terminate at any time if you feel at day 28 or 31 that this isn't for me, I don't like it, I'll leave it up there, but I don't want to pay going forward, then that payment would stop. But if this is something you continually want us to do and have for you to remain up there and promote it and be visible and active and engaged, then that would be the ongoing price. So without any hesitation, because we have questions and we have a few more minutes, but again, there's a 30-day cancellation. So to the extent that you're not satisfied with how the 30 days are going, or you find this to be not interesting or inspiring, for whatever the reason, you have that out within 30 days. And then no more payments from that period on, and your content then would come down. So I will open the chat to see the questions. So Loretta, we'll start with you. Can you manage a group without giving a course? So can you manage a group without giving a course? Absolutely. I'll answer it, and then Kelly can jump in because Kelly's another master of this platform. So offering a course, I think, is an option to begin on that path to monetizing your content, but it's certainly not a requirement on our platform. That being said, we are very hopeful that our coaches are contributing to the content that we can offer the network, because it's so powerful to be able to promote you in that format and fashion. But it's absolutely not a requirement, but we're just encouraging it because we do believe it's a good way to promote yourself and your content. And monetize it in the process. So I could talk about how that works in a minute, but let me just make sure I go through the others. What is the difference between a paid group and a private group? So Kelly, if you want to take that one, that's a great question, Loretta. Thank you.
Yeah, great questions. First of all, and as far as managing a group without giving a course, I think it's actually a good process to start with the group, build your engagement within your group, and possibly do maybe even a freebie. I don't know how many of you have pink spoons or freebies for your emails and that sort of thing, to get your group big and get the churn going within your group, and then offer a course. That's not a bad strategy for building your community. And the difference, so you can have a public group, which you would just have the group on the platform and people just come in. They, looky-loos, they can just come in and take part. A private group, somebody has to click and ask you for permission to come in the door. Again, it's like having a doorman. And a paid group is where you decide, you say, I want people to pay me a one-time fee of $20 to be a member of my group. I want people to pay a subscription of $3.99 a month or whatever. So again, it's very, very flexible. You can decide how that subscription fee, and you would talk with Meredith about, that's over and above the, I don't know how that sharing would go with Vitality Society, but there are three ways. A free, when you go to the paid side of it, you can have a free group, you can have a subscription group with either annual or monthly and annual, like you saw that we did with the coach platform. And then the private is free. They just have to ask permission to come in the door. They have to knock first.
I'll also add, thank you, Kelly. I'll also add that deliberately, we chose to make Vitality Society a free society to enter. So just to give you my point of view on this, I found, my feeling is Vitality is not a luxury. Right? This is something that people want and deserve, and I want people to have access to that. And we will put content in a free format sufficiently that someone would benefit tremendously from being part of the society. That being said, there's a layer of content, which is very common in many platforms, where then you have to pay to get access to. So at the moment, all of our groups are free, and everybody's decided to make that free, but the courses are paid. And so we can talk about that. But for the hour course, we practice with different price points. And I believe if you talk to Bob Foley, who's a retirement coach, part of the association, he would say like a $19.99 price for an hour would be something to test. We've tested for Anya, who's another coach, $49.99 for her 1 hour. And she has an incredible grassroots marketing strategy and has infiltrated the Ohio market where she lives and really helped people every step of the way learn the platform, get comfortable with Zoom, and was able to fill her course. So I think it really does depend on what you want to do. Part of the business model is to monetize this premium content, and we want to be enablers for you to monetize your content. So I think Bob is right to start with something low, like $19.99 for an hour. And I will, in a subsequent document, talk about the splits and such, but that really is hopefully consistent with what you're willing to try as well. Sherry asked, do you cross-promote courses to other member followers? Excellent question. So as Kelly demonstrated, there was on our network homepage, there was, here are all our courses for this semester, and it had all of our coaches. Margie was included, and Phyllis was included, and Bob and Anya and Joan. So absolutely, we'll be doing those types of graphics, promoting, let's say, like to use the vernacular of college, a semester and who are the courses. And we'd also encourage you to promote what you're doing. So Margie's been really good at promoting her course in the context of content. So I think that's a really important point. So it's not so much buy this, we're buying, go here, click buy, but really, is this something you're thinking about, or is this something you're concerned about? We're exploring this in our course, or this is something that we're covering. And I think it's a gentler, softer sell and not as promotional, but absolutely, that's the essence of what we want to accomplish, is for your content and courses to be visible, and for you to be visible and communicating and connecting in the broader platform. As you saw, Phyllis responded in the B.
If I could say something,
yeah.
as a coach, what I think of this as, it's sort of like a marketing co-op in a way, that from what I heard from each of you, we all have our own kind of coaching that we do, but it's all a little different from the others. And one of the things that I learned when I was going through my coach training 12 years ago, or whenever that was, I loved the co-opetition attitude of coaches, that we all believe that coaching is a really great way to change the world, and that we believe there's enough for everyone. And if I can't help someone, I want to know someone who can help them. And so
it's a great point, Kelly.
Yeah, if I'm inviting my people who can benefit from this platform, and they see Margie's happiness teachings, which they will love, by the way, that's not what I teach. I will love that they join her group and take her courses. And if they see that somebody is teaching about financial readiness and retirement from one of the other coaches, great. And so we can build this exponentially, and we can make this really big, because I will gain from all of your people, you will gain from all of my people. Does that make sense? I just feel like it's I don't know, am I Pollyanna about that perhaps? No, but I just love the idea of building it like that.
And then one of the questions from Cindy, which was great, how many members does Vitality currently have? I am so proud to say today is our 1 month anniversary, and I set a 100 member goal, and we are at 107.
Yeah.
So I also think it's important to mention, I did, in addition to promoting the courses within the network, I purchased on Facebook, boosted content to promote the courses. And I did 3 headlines and 2 pictures for each. So there were 6 total boosted posts. And in 4 days, we had 1,200 likes. Mm-hmm. So for $300 spent, 4 days, 1,200 likes for 3 different campaigns. And we should put that up there, Kelly, because they're kind of fun. But the idea is just that this message really is resonating. And now the project ahead of us is to take those likes and convert them into members of the society and then consumers of your products. So that is something, as anybody knows, to build a business takes quite some time, but every indication based on our number of members as well as our response to our Facebook boosted posts is very promising and very encouraging. So, okay, so I'm trying to see if I'll open it up now. Kelly, you could take everybody off mute. If anybody has any questions, it's 8:07. I know we started just a few minutes late. I'll just say too, I'm going to be sending my calendar around to everybody so we could set up 15-minute sessions that we could talk about your unique situation and explore if this is a good fit. We'd love to have you. Everybody's in as a member now, so that could be the extent of it. But to the extent that you're interested in having a private group and adding your content and communicating and connecting more broadly with others like you as consumers and producers of this content, then we would love to have you. We'll also be doing a number of sessions where we will support you in building and maintaining your platform. So we'll send that out as a follow-up, but now I'll take a pause if anybody has any questions. And if you have to drop off, I'll just say thank you so much for joining, but Kelly and I are here and happy to answer the questions.
I can hang on as long as anybody has questions, so.
Yeah.
I would like to see the app. I was unable to get it today.
Charles, can you privately send me your phone number, your cell phone number, and then I will get it to send to you.
Okay, great,
Okay,
thanks.
you can just chat it to me privately.
So I have a question in regards to the course fees. Does Vitality Society get a cut of the course fee?
Right. So the model right now, Sherry, thank you for asking that question. I was going to send it in a follow-up and discuss it in the individual sessions. So the way that we'll do it is the first 5 people is 100% your benefit financially. So we have some costs to promote it and build it, but we will assume those costs to get your course up and encourage you to do that. So the first 5 people will be at 100% yours financially. And then after the first 5 people, there's a graduated split, which I could walk through with you. And the desire is that the way that I've just structured the split is to encourage you to build your course bigger. So the more people you get, the greater percentage you get. Because the idea really is that we want to succeed so we can sustain ourselves, but we want you to succeed so you continue to contribute to the platform and so it grows your business in a meaningful way.
That's after the fees are taken from the merchant fees and so on.
Which are very nominal, right?
Yeah, right.
So, yep. So I'll share, I can send that to you as well. We just didn't want to go into like the granular detail. I was going to do that individually of everybody, but it'll be the same scale for everybody. And this is something that we're happy to offer. And I think those first 5 people being financially 100% yours, and I think is really important. That way everybody feels that that there's a certain threshold that you're going to make and maximize the amount that you can make, even if the course is very small. So yeah, any other questions? These are great.
Meredith, I do have a question regarding the groups.
Sure.
If we wanted to start out with, let's say, a public group, and then maybe down the road we wanted to have like a membership, like a monthly membership.
Yep.
So can you maintain more than one group, or is there additional charges if you want additional groups, or do you have to just pick one or the other?
That's a great question.
Good question.
I hadn't really thought about that. It's an interesting question. So I think first of all, technically speaking, Kelly, I can answer this. Yeah. You can make it whatever you want it to be. So technically speaking, you could be free and then charge, or make it free and open to everybody and then make it private with a doorman, kind of you agreeing to letting them join. So that technically anything can be done. I think it's more important, and this is something we can talk about in this short session, and these are questions that I have in my mind as well. I think you just have to think strategically for your following and where you are with your business. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? So,
and I guess the
yeah.
question was if I wanted to do two different things.
And that's what I was going to
simultaneously.
say. And if you want to test two, I think we can certainly explore that. As long as, you know, I think it's better, honestly, so it's easier to maintain, to start with one and evolve into two. But I hear what you're saying. If you want to run two simultaneously and maintain those simultaneous free and pay, I think it absolutely is something we hadn't really thought about that scenario, but I'm happy to entertain that idea. If that's something you wanted to try. Absolutely.
One thing I will tell you about this platform that we can't change is that once, like I started one a while ago, and the people who join at the free level are free forever. Or if you start them at $3.99 and they join at $3.99, if you then raise your fee to $199, the people at $3.99 will always be at $3.99. Which, you know, that works great when you're doing a marketing thing, because you can say, hey, you guys, get your friends in here now, because on December 31st, I'm raising it, you know. So you can start at free and then you can raise it anytime, but the people that are already in there stay at the level they came into. So yes, you can change it anytime you want, or you can add another package. And you can also do things like, if you have a paid course or a paid group, you can add another plan. So if you're out speaking to the Rotary, you can say, here's a link, go to this link, and all Rotary members who join today get $5 off or whatever. You know, there's some timing for us to get these things going, because there's getting things approved and so on, but there are ways to really do some fun marketing around your courses and your groups and all of that. And again, I really think it's like having a big old marketing co-op, because we are all talking to the same people, and our people all want what my people all want what you guys have. So.
And Cindy, I want to say, is that a microphone that you have?
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about best practices. I love it. I've been working with Phyllis on her lighting, but I should be talking to you about headsets. It's fantastic.
Thanks. I can send the link out to everybody.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. The sound is excellent, and it's really not very visible.
Put it in our coaches group.
Yeah, put it in our
Okay, I will.
Great. When you agree, Phyllis? I know Phyllis and I have been.
Yeah, I'm typing, so I agree.
So Charles, you got the app?
I did, thank you.
Good. And another thing about this platform, I'm very concerned about some of my clients and how social media is affecting them, and you know, they feel terrible when they get off, and all of this stuff, and the distractions and so on. One of the things that Meredith and I will be working on is how to onboard people and explain to them how to turn on and off and control their notifications. And that's one of the things about this platform, is you can control your notifications to the level that you want to control them. Unless you're curious like me and figure it out yourself. Most people don't figure that out. But for instance, Charles made me think of it, is I don't get any notifications from this platform on my computer at all. No emails, no nothing. I get all my notifications on my iPad. None on my phone, none anywhere, just on my iPad. So it's very, as a coach, I don't want my people to be overwhelmed with those little bings and bongs and dings and dongs. So I can help them control the wackiness in the world. So that's one of the things I like about this platform, is it allows people to only hear from us when they want to hear from us.
Wonderful, wonderful. So does anybody have any other questions? Again, I encourage everybody to stay in touch. I'll reach out to everybody to see if you're interested in just doing this 15-minute kind of one-on-one, just to see if there's a good fit for the 1 month to look at it and have us build it. But Susan said something beautiful to me earlier today, that it was such a robust platform. Well, I don't want to put words in Susan's mouth, but it was so nice to hear that you found it to be an easy and experience to really look at and consume content. So I thought that was very encouraging. So I'll just say, I have so much to learn from you, and I am so grateful. One of the other pieces I'm working on is I've been asked quite a bit to talk a little bit about what we're doing, and the way I see it at a very high level is this campaign that, okay, boomer, dismissing the older generation, really hurts me deeply, because since I was 13 years old, I've been working with older generations. I'm getting closer and closer to being part of that generation. But I've always had a great love for my grandparents and have cared for my parents in very tough medical situations. And I really work very hard to keep people healthy and well. And I feel like there's just, Kelly is part of the generation, such an extraordinary talent, and Margie and Phyllis, what they do and what they've taught and contributed. I think there's just so much expertise, that's so much knowledge to share. And I think it's just so important that we turn that okay boomer on its head and show an extraordinary population of people supporting one another and doing extraordinary work later in life. So I just salute all of you, because it's just wonderful to see, and hope to be part of the growth of your businesses as we work together to expand our impact and reach. So and the benefit of being a sandwich generation is I have to shift gears now and put a 9-year-old to sleep. So I'll just so I'll just say thank you. I'm just gonna go off on video and put myself on mute, but I'll circle back and see what happens when I get back. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Meredith.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meredith.
So does anybody else have any questions? I just posted my link to my profile in the Society. If I've been working on this platform since 2016, so I'm pretty good at answering questions technically. And one of the things I love about it is that it allows those of us to kind of brand ourselves within the platform and allow Meredith to keep her brand. So there's some really fun things we can do, and it is the courses are as powerful as the Teachifics and the Teachables and all of those other things that are out there, with the community piece of it and with the ability to have that one-on-one conversations with our folks. So if there's any questions that anybody has, I'm happy to answer them now or later. Hi, Margie. I'm sorry I missed your course today. Susan, can I answer any questions for you? I know this is the first time you're seeing all this. Okay.
No, I don't think so. I'm just taking it all in and appreciate it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.
Okay. Good night. How about you, Charles? Do you have any questions about the app?
No, it was real helpful. I saw your YouTube earlier today. I mean Meredith's, and got the app, and it was covered it real good. I like it.
Well, again, reach out in the Society if you have any questions for me. I'm happy to answer any technical questions if you have any. So, thanks. Or other, whatever, coaching or anything. So thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.